Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Well, we currently don't have anybody in here yet, but that's going to change here shortly. While we're waiting for people to show up, I'm going to go ahead and get set up. Flip this camera around so that everybody can see what's going on here. I've already gone through the process of doing the file. This is what we're going to be working on today. Go in here. I'm going to configure the Z probe. I'm going to do the auto leveling so that it takes care of everything. And then we'll click the run. And now we come over here. Set up the probe, which is going to level this bed. Morning, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a CNC engraving of my logo on a sign today. Getting ready to do the probing. Takes a little bit of time. But what the probing is going to do is it's going to check the surface of the acrylic to make sure that the surface is 100% leveled. Right now it's doing a scan of the perimeter. Inside that area is where it will be running its CNC machining path. But it's all set. It should be good to go. Next step is going to be, it's going to start probing each section. Hello, Amy. I'm getting ready to do a lamp. And this thing is getting ready to probe the entire grid to make sure that the piece is flat, surfaced. And hopefully there won't be anything in the way. At this point, when it's doing the bed leveling, is the easiest way to adjust the clamps and everything else that's got to hold the plastic down to make sure that it's not going to hit anything. This takes a little bit of time, but with doing the acrylics, you don't know where if it's 100% flat or not. So doing this process gives it a map to follow. And it's basically the same thing as an auto bed leveling feature. It's just making sure that the acrylic piece is flat, and if it's not, it records a map of its surface. And let's see, yeah, hit the screw, so that may not be able to be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this on a pause. These are just some of the kind of issues you run into. You never know what's gonna happen, what it's gonna do. But I'll get it to restart it. Just bear with me a moment. Try this again. Come on. Alright, back at it again. Hopefully this will scan properly and it won't interfere with anything that's on there. Got clearance there. Hi Tanya, good to see you again. Hopefully everybody's doing good out there, and hopefully this will be an enjoyable watch. It shouldn't take too long to do the engraving. And it's gonna end up running through the probing, which it can be a boring thing, but it does allow me to see where the clamps are gonna be, if they're gonna be in the way of the bits, so I don't tear up my clamps. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm hoping everybody that does come in gets to enjoy the view. And like most people, when they do these videos, they do them in fast motion or speeding it up. I figured doing it on live, it gives people an actual idea of how these machines work and the different processes and different steps through them. Welcome everybody. Right now, as I said earlier, for the new people that have come in, it's doing a bed probing, making sure the acrylic is flat. And as it's touching each spot, it's basically creating a map to where when it's finished, it knows the surface of the piece. And when it starts to engrave, it doesn't go too deep in some spots and not deep enough in other spots. And again, we got a clamp in the way. So that clamp's gonna have to move now. I do apologize. Like I said, this is a guessing game. You never know where it's going to hit, so each one of these has to be done in a different way. It can be enjoyable though once it's... Hey Ridge, welcome. Good to see everybody today. Just trying to get this thing set just the right way so it's not hitting on anything when it's doing its probe. And unfortunately it keeps hitting clamps. So hopefully it's situated now and it'll run without any more issues. I know you guys are probably waiting to see what's going to be coming out on this thing. If I do hit any of the clamps, it's just going to chew right through the aluminum. But the clamps are replaceable. I can always make another set. I have not heard of Trucker Tim. But hopefully this thing will go through this time, won't have any interference with the clamps. If anybody knows my logo, the eagle with the American flag behind it and the Merican Maker, you can do these two different ways. I decided to just do mine upside down because it makes it a little bit easier. If you want to keep the back side as like a fill-in, you can keep the engraving part forward and then you can just spray some paint. It's a piece of acrylic, yes, Duke. And the fun part is this is actually going to go into a lighted base afterwards and light up. I cheated these lighted bases. I didn't feel like making any. I don't have the electrical components anyway to be able to do a PCB board. So I just got some ones that I had from China imported. I hate the process of doing this mapping out because it takes forever. I try to be Duke, and like I said, telling other people, the whole reason I created this channel is I want to give something for people to look at and be able to learn from what I'm doing. And all this stuff is a learning process. Nothing ever goes to plan. Nothing ever goes right. Sometimes you have to do 2-3 different things. For those that watched yesterday, that CNC coin that I did, I actually broke 3 bits trying to make that coin because the back side of it had some hard spots in it that just didn't want to take place. So hopefully this here will work out perfectly and everything will run the way it's supposed to be. And when we're done, we'll have a finished light up logo. That's true, Duke. Everyone learns, and like with anything else, I've learned this on my own. I'm self-taught. I didn't have any education in it. Okay, now it's probing me for the next bit, which is the next tool change. Which, what I'll end up doing, take the probe out. And then I have a 1/8 end mill bit, which goes in there. Hit the start button on this thing. Close down the lid. And we'll give it a little bit of a zoom. Hopefully it don't blur out. Yeah, most of the stuff I've learned, Duke, I've actually had to learn myself. Didn't have many teachers. But it's always nice to be able to learn something new, get educated, teach yourself how to do things. Some people, they stop after school and they don't bother with anything else. And normally I would have a vacuum going on this thing, just for the simple fact being that if you don't have the vacuum attached to it, you end up with all these shavings in here. But I wanted people to be able to see the actual image that's being engraved. And like I said, once this is done, I'll set the base up the way it's supposed to be, and everybody can see what it looks like in the end. So far, some of you guys might know what it is already just by looking at it. Welcome to the chat, Father Bard. Good to see you again. It's just, I enjoy making everything and anything. And like I say to everybody, it's always true what they say. If you have an urge to learn, you can learn anything you put your mind to. Some things may take a little bit more time than others. For example, I'm not a mechanic of any kind. I don't know much about engines. It is my logo, Duke. And it's going to have all the red stripes and blue stripes are going to be carved out. Hey, Cuzzo. How you doing today? Hope all is well. And best thing about having it in the position that it's in and having all these settings set up is if something's missed or something doesn't look right when it's finished out, I can always go back in and tweak it a little bit, leaving it in the same position that it's in without removing it. And that will take care of the rest of what needs to be done. And like I said, some of this stuff can be a little challenging. It doesn't always work out the way you want it to. But that's the fun thing about learning with CNCs and learning with anything else. I may actually have to go back in because I don't believe this blue part right here is going to actually take. So I may have to put a smaller bit in there so that it hits all the stars, but we will find out. I mean, it may just turn out fine. It may look good just the way it is. Won't know until it's done. Doing pretty good so far, Kazoo. Not too bad today. And nice. I remember you used to do those model cars. I haven't touched one of them in years. They've always used to have fun doing them. My uncle up north in Rhode Island got me into them when I was a kid. He taught me little bits in here, a little bit there, and it's been a load of fun doing models and stuff. But looking at this now, I may end up having to go in with another bit to fine tune this section of it. Yeah, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna do right. I mean, it may not, but we'll find out. I hope everybody out there is having a really good day. Nice. I used to do the pickup truck models. I still remember the smell of that glue. Oof, that stuff was potent. And the tester's model paint and all that stuff. But hopefully, like I said, hopefully this thing will come out the way it's supposed to without having to retweak the programming and go back in and do that one small section of flag. But it's a learning process like anything else. It's really good to see everybody today, though. And I do hope that this brings a little bit of joy to some people who are watching. And the depth that I'm going in on this is I think it's a 0.3 or 0.4 millimeter depth of cut. Just enough to say the surface is scraped up. And one of the good things about this is with the depths in these and the little pockets that are being created, if I want to later, I can actually mix up a little bit of resin and pour it down inside these little pockets, flatten it out, and make it smooth with the surface. And I can color in these little depth pockets with different colors. Most people don't bother because it looks pretty cool just the way it is, like a frosted piece of glass. But we shall see how it looks when it's done. Oh. Welcome everybody that's new. Hope you enjoy the little viewing here, seeing out my logo for a nightlight stand. Once it's finished, I'll put it in the nightlight stand so everybody can see what it looks like once it's done. I'll have it all lit up. as I said the other day when I was doing the coin, everything that I do is customized. So each piece has its own unique look to it. Not any one piece is all the same. They're all going to be different. And once I can get everything situated with what I'm dealing with behind the scenes, I'm planning on opening up a business doing this, so I will have some of this stuff for sale. And I'll even be doing custom pieces at requests. Alright, that piece is done. Now we'll go on to the next bit, which is going to be a 0.3 millimeter chamfer bit. And just to give people a closer up look, there's what we have so far. Not too shabby, not too bad looking. Very well done, smooth cuts. We'll change out this bit. And I'm going to go with the 0.3 millimeter tip. Where'd it go? Alright, bear with me guys, the tip disappeared on me somewhere here. I'm hoping it didn't fall away. Oh, this is just wonderful. I had it a moment ago. Not to worry though, I do have more tips, more bits. There it is. There we are. I'll get that one locked in. Close this down. And then we'll hit start again. Now we're going to go through the finishing pass. As you can see, it's going to probe that little stopper so that it knows the height of the bit and the length of the bit. And now it's going to go run a contour to outline the shape of what the item's going to be. This process can take a little time. It could go quick. All depends on the intricacy. But this is where most of your finer details come into play. I really do love the way this thing works. I mean, it's a beautiful machine. Welcome, Rubberneck. Good to see you. I'm really hoping that everybody's enjoying the view on this. And who knows, I suggested a coin the other day as a giveaway item for the 500th subscribers, but maybe I could just do a customized lamp. Thank you, Rubbernecker. I'm glad to hear that, Duke. I'm really glad to hear that. Now, this thing is going to go into some detail, so it might take a lot longer to actually engrave on most of the stuff. I mean, there are some adjustments that can be made, but I think all in all, for just the surface of a piece of plastic, turning it into a piece of art like this is an incredible thing. More to watch, yep. Now, if anybody has anything specific they would like to see, let me know. And I'll see what I can come up with. Yesterday we did Beachy's coin. Today I'm doing my Merican Maker logo sign. But if somebody wants something or wants to see something special done, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with, see if I can set up the program. Welcome, Abby. People always ask me, Abby, what I do, and this is some of the stuff that I do right here. It's just doing this the way I'm doing it now. Not the best way to do it, because you technically should be using a vacuum or a suction or dust collector to keep the plastic trimmings down. But a batarang, I'm not sure I know what a batarang is. Hey Grampito, welcome to the chat, bud. People always wondered what I do. This is one of the things here. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of enjoyment doing stuff like this. Glad you like it. Very glad you like it. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think the custom coin that I did yesterday for the 500th subscriber giveaway, or a lamp like this here? Sure, we can talk about it, Grampito. I don't know if you caught the video yesterday with the CNC milled coin that I did for Beachy's 1,000 subscriber giveaway. As soon as he hits 1,000 subscribers and everything goes set up for him, he's going to be doing a coin giveaway. Oh, it came out beautiful. Hang on one second, I'll grab it. Matter of fact, it's right here. Not to cut the camera loose, but there's the front of his coin. And here is the back of his coin. There's Beachy 570 right in it. But one lucky subscriber is going to win this coin on Beachy's channel. Thank you, Rubber. Yeah, it did, Duke. It turned out really nice. And Beachy's already talking to me about possibly doing another one for himself. Welcome to the chat, Grandma Vic. Good to see you. Thank you. Glad you guys like the coin. And that coin, it started out, they were supposed to be brass blanks, but when I ordered them and milled the first one, by the time I got around to doing it, they originally started out looking like this with the gold finish and the gold trim, but they're actually not brass, so they didn't stay gold when it milled out the inside. They were actually cheap cast metal that really didn't do any good for me. And I'll tell you right now, when you get in a piece of something and you think it's brass and then you end up getting it milled out and find out that it's not brass, it's frustrating, especially when it's past the return policy date. Yep, brass coated, but it's still made for a cool looking coin. By the way, Duke, how's the videos coming along for your music that I made for you? Have you had a chance to work on those yet, or still working through it? Give me a second. I'm going to turn my little air thing on. I'm doing this at home. I actually can't go to work because of disabilities. I got hurt on the job in 2023 and was fighting with the workers' comp people because they weren't wanting to take care of the pain issue that I had going on in my wrist, and ended up settling out because it just kept dragging it on, and in the process lost my job because I couldn't pick anything up anymore with my wrist. It was just too much weight and I was losing my grip. Yes, I can, Grandma Vic. I can make just about anything. I can't say I will be able to make everything, but I've always made it a point to tell people, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can make anything you want to make. You can do anything that your heart desires as long as you put in the time to do it and make the effort. I'm kind of wishing this did work a little bit faster, but for a desktop machine, it's not bad. Let's see, it says it's got about 25 minutes left and then it'll be finished up. So that's actually not too bad. Welcome, Dag. Good to see you. Yeah, I have people ask me all the time when I'm in Beachy's chat and different people's chats what it is that I make, and this is just a little bit of some of the stuff I make. I do various things, woodworking. I'm just not as quick as I used to be on a lot of things anymore. But I stay positive through it all. Because if you don't keep a clear head and stay positive, things don't always work out. But if you stay positive, even though things bad can happen, keeping positive, the good stuff always comes eventually. Most of the people that I know that know me know that I'm always a positive person. Always keep my head up no matter what happens. I didn't used to be. I used to be a real bad person, a real nasty person, but I've turned around, changed the way I think about things, changed the way I do things. And it's a choice people have. You can either, you know, when you know you're not doing things right or you're doing things wrong, you can make the choice of staying in that bad situation or keeping going on being a nasty person, or you could change it for the positive, become a better person, and spread happiness, joy, and love around the world. And tomorrow, haven't decided on what I want to do yet tomorrow, but I may come on for a little while in the morning for my birthday. I know Beachy's want me on his channel for my birthday. He's got something planned. So hopefully tomorrow ends up becoming a very wonderful day. Tomorrow I will be officially a half a century old. Well, Duke, underneath that you could always put with Chevy stuff. So you have the Ford Tough with the Chevy stuff, then you know it's not going to fall apart. Thank you, Grampito. Appreciate that. Thank you, Grandma. Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Hard to believe with all the crazy stuff we did back in the 80s that none of it was recorded and we're still alive today to talk about it. And I still ain't posting any of it on Facebook. Stuff we did when we were in the younger days. If people knew about that stuff today, they'd be like, oh my God, what the hell are you talking about? They'd think we're crazy. But I mean, we had the good role models, you know, like Evil Knievel and Super Dave Osborne and Bozo the Clown, the Munsters. Yeah. Yeah, most of the kids these days, they wouldn't even think about trying it. Most of them, you can't even get them to put down the video game remote control. I love the way this thing does the details. It's such an intricate machine, and as far as milling parts, I can't do anything really big, but it holds like 0.04 millimeter tolerances. And I know Vic, Grampito works on engines and stuff, and so does Duke, so they know that tolerance of 0.04. I mean, you can't even get a hair thickness that thick. It's thinner than a hair. Oh boy. Oh, I can't wait for this thing to finish. It says we have, let's see, wow, time is not going down on it for some reason. I guess that's something they'll have to work on in the programming to get the factors worked out just right. I just know once this thing gets a light shine to it, though, it's going to look beautiful. Yeah, they will. They'll figure it out eventually. But unfortunately, the new Dukes of Hazzard movies don't even give credit to the originals. They did a lot more wilder stuff in the original show than they did in the movies. And I don't think Willie Nelson did a very good Uncle Jesse. He had the facial hair right, but he just wasn't thick enough in the right places in the bones. Take care, Amy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, everybody here is pretty wonderful. And if you guys don't know the Vic family, I'd recommend checking out their channel. Grampito Vic does a lot of different things. And Grandma Vic, she's awesome. She's got a positive personality about her. Just an amazing lady. Thank you, Grandma. I try to be. Thing is, you can't enjoy your life, you know. You're just taking up time, wasting space. You gotta put things into perspective. You gotta stay positive. Always keep the hope alive. You know, and take into consideration, I say it almost every time I'm on live, We're all one race, the human race. Doesn't matter what your color is, what your creed is, what your religion is. Doesn't matter what your sexuality is, what your gender is. We're all human inside. We all have a heart. We all bleed red. And you can't condemn the masses for the actions of just a few people that are just ignorant and useless. Got to keep everything going. Keep the hope alive. Yep. And the only thing that's certain about it, death and taxes. We all grow old. We're all going to die one day. And we all have to pay those taxes. Those are the only guarantees life has to offer. You're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. But it's how you handle all those different issues is how your life ends up being. You can make life wonderful. It's all depending on how you take it. Ooh. Hopefully you're getting seen for that, Grand Vidovic. Oop. Oh, that clamp's going to have a little bit of a nick in it now. It happens, though. Like I said, you know, it's not perfect. It is what it is. But it's a one-of-a-kind piece. Maybe more than one-of-a-kind, depending on if people like it and they would like to have one. I just got to figure out what kind of a price point I want to put on it yet. I haven't decided. But I've got a neighbor that's supposed to get with me to help me figure out what good prices to put on stuff, so they're going to help me figure out what a good price point is on different things. I've seen stuff on Etsy that's like way overpriced and I know can be done cheaper than what they're charging for it. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Some of the stuff I've done it just based on donations or if it's for a good cause. Well, the biggest issue with pricing that I've found is everybody wants something for nothing. And when you're doing something that's a custom piece of work, yes, it's going to cost more money because there's more time involved in that custom piece. I'm not out to do, you know, mass production items. That's not my goal. I'm here to just do what I do, make individual pieces for certain people, and being customized and one-of-a-kind pieces, because each one's different, there's a little bit more of a price involved because there's a little more work involved in the doing. Versus what like a Chinese company would say, you know, you can get these for this cheap of a price, and by the time you get it, it may not be what you want. Versus with what I'm doing, somebody gives me the image they want, and I pretty much just duplicate that image. So if there's something in the image they don't want, they've got to make sure that it's not in the image, otherwise it's going on the finished piece. Yeah, that's not something that I want to do. I mean, I want to be reasonable with my pricing. I don't want to be one of those types that's out there charging an arm and a leg. But like these lamps like this here, I see them mass produced and they sell them at Walmart for $20. I was thinking as far as these lamps go, maybe a $30 price point on it, just because it's custom. But I've had people tell me, say, well, I can go to Walmart and get one for $10 or $15 or $20. they don't want to pay the customized price. So it makes it a little bit harder to earn a living and make money when people don't want to pay for the extra effort. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like that guitar that I have on my in my posts, the electric guitar. I spent a few months working on that, and had somebody tell me they were wanting to give me 5 grand for it once it was finished. And I finished it, got a hold of them, and they never got back in touch with me. So I still have the guitar. Yeah, pretty much rubber. But I know there's people out there that prefer the quality over quantity anyway, and there are people that are wanting to pay whatever it takes to get what they want. I'm not, like I said, I'm not out to take advantage of anybody. I just want to make a living, make a decent wage doing what I love to do. But this should be getting pretty close here. It's got a few more letters, more detail in the eagle's head. Yeah, they're not cheap at all. The one I built, it's a headless guitar. It's got all the copper foil on the inside to keep the reverb down and all the sound eliminated, so it's not building any static or getting any major hum. I've got Alnico 5 pickups in it. It has a locking tremolo, locking headstock. Hey Amy, welcome to the chat. Doing alright. I decided to go ahead and do an engraving of a lamp face for, I guess it could be a night light or whatever kind of a lamp you want to use it, whatever you want to use the purpose of it for. I bought some cheap bases from China a while ago, and they've been sitting in a box. I haven't really done anything with them. Figured I'd go ahead and make one of these to show people one of the other uses that a CNC machine can do on a piece of acrylic. I know this eagle head had a lot of detail in it, so it might take a little bit longer than what it said on 30 minutes. Keeps sounding like I'm hearing a phone ring, but I'm not. I guess while we're waiting on the rest of this detail, another thing I'd like to tell everybody, follow your dreams too. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Keep those going. Even when you seem like you're not going to get anywhere, keep pushing forward and keep chasing that dream. And I'm not talking like a dream that you're going to be able to fly without wings or fly without use of an airplane. Reasonable dreams. You want to own a business, you want to be able to build things, create things. You have the mind to do it, you have the heart to do it, you can make it happen. Just got to keep pushing. that's not good, Amy. Yeah, hopefully he'll be alright. Be safe out there. And I'm actually surprised that this machine, the way it's the programming itself, just the timing ain't right on it. It's at about 20 minutes left on it, but it's still got a long way to go. Alright, now it's saying it's down to 15 minutes left for the engraving. While that's going, grab my lighted base. And figures I don't have any batteries in it. Let's see if I can find some batteries real quick. So what I'll have to do is get it set up somewhere else. I think it will. I think it'll all come out really good. It's looking good so far. So I found a base that I'm going to see if it'll work. Hopefully it will. And it does. So basically the base is this little plastic thing. It's a little power indicator. And as you can see, they got it plugged in. And then once this is done, I'll set it in there and then light it up so everybody can see. fun thing, the bases actually come with a remote. Let's see if this will actually work. Have a good day, Grandma Vic. It shouldn't be too much longer before this thing's finished. There's got about 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go on the engraving. So hopefully everything will be finished up pretty quick here. I know 9 minutes seems like forever, or 10 minutes. But it is coming out pretty nicely. Just bear with me a moment, folks. I'll go ahead and leave this set for a second. I gotta go grab something real quick. Alright, I'm back, everybody. So far so good, it's looking beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait till it's actually finished. I can't wait to show everybody what it's going to look like in this little light up base that I've got here. I think it's going to come out as a beautiful piece when it's done. And one of the best things about it is the detailing that's in it. You may not see it real clear and everything, but once it, there it goes, it's going to hit the clamp. Once the detail the light hits the detail, it really brings it out. It really makes it look beautiful. It's one of the nicest things about these. And I can pretty much do them in any shape. I did one for a neighbor at Valentine's Day. He wanted something special for his wife, so I made him one. Let him do the design on it. He came over, checked it out, verified it, and then I went to making it. He said it was one of the best investments he ever made. So let's see where it's going to go next. Now it's going to go back to the eagle again. I didn't realize there was that much detail in it. But it is what it is. I'd rather have something that's highly detailed and looks really good than something that's just plain and not really good for much of anything, you know? Especially if the details really stand out. That's what makes it all worthwhile. There's not a lot of people that are into this kind of thing, you know. There's a lot of people that want to get into it, and like I said, you know, if you see at the beginning of it, I had a few issues that I had to try to work through on the machine. It was hitting clamps and different things were in the way, but that's all part of the setup process. Should be getting there. Yep, there it goes, doing the last little bits. I think it's got maybe 3 minutes left on it, if that. And depending on the detail, I could probably do that, Grampito. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what it would cost to ship one of these things. And let's see what else is left here. I think this will probably be the last hole, or the last engraving portion. And there we have it. Alrighty. Here we go, folks. Moment of truth. Take a look at that detail. That is awesome. Came out beautifully. Look at that. There we have it, folks. Now for the show. Oh, I goofed. I shut the machine off and I needed it for the, the power. Not to worry though, I got a solution. Bear with me 1 second. Now, how's that? I know the camera is picking up a lot more light than it should, but so there we got it, start to finish. And I like the way the remote control is because I can set it on a color. Doesn't matter what the color is. You can go, let's see, make it transition smoothly, go nice and slow, flashing between the different colors. Let's see if this will dim it down any. I just wish it wasn't so bright on the camera. The camera's not really doing it much good and justice at all. But there you have it, folks. Beautiful, beautiful done lamp. Yeah, it's the only drawback. But I mean, for the most part, you can kind of get a good idea of how it looks. Let me see if I can put something behind it that maybe will allow it to shine a little bit more, or to be seen a little bit better than the metallic in the background. Whoops. I don't know if this will work any better, but maybe. Yeah, the camera's picking up too much light. But still a beautiful piece either way you look at it. I do apologize for the lighting and the glare that it's giving, but it did come out the way I wanted it to. See if I can, ouch, bring this on over. Don't mind the mess as I'm walking through. There we go, folks. One beautiful piece of materials. It's even harder to see now. But I'm hoping to be able to do more stuff like that in the future, show everybody some more different things. Anybody have any questions on any of it? Or if not, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and I thank everybody for being with me today. Anybody have any questions on it? On what's what, or... All right. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick play on my end theme song. And then we'll call it a day. I thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you for joining in. And it's Merican Maker saying, till next time.
Well,
the show's about done.
from the Merican Maker,
Well, thanks for watching all.
the stuff we do.
Have a good day, everybody.
Just a country boy,
One hell of a creator,
hoping all the left stuck.
tied to you. Yeah, babe, yeah, babe.
The message that he's pushing is a positive notion. He's got a point, it ain't hard to see. We are the same race, it's the human race. So thanks for hanging here with me.
Come on back and you will see. It's all about positivity. Be who you are and come watch with me.
Next time we'll share this
Energy. Hey, 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 hey. Did on.